Yes, team, will start our ReactJS interview preparation session now. So in this session, I will show you the exact use cases how you need to be answered in the interview. Okay. So first, we'll start with what is a ReactJS. So what is a ReactJS? So as everybody know, ReactJS is a library to develop a web applications. Okay. So here my question is, how many types of applications are there? Applications are so many types: web applications, mobile applications, Windows applications, or desktop applications, networking application, example your WhatsApp. Okay, data science, nowadays artificial intelligence, machine learning. Okay, so many applications are there. So the React.js is a library to develop a web applications. Hope everybody is clear. Yes. So React.js was developed on a top of where? So on the top of JavaScript. So our React.js was developed on the top of a JavaScript. So my next question, what is a JavaScript? Okay. So next question is, what is a JavaScript? So JavaScript is a dynamically typed, interpreted programming language. Okay. So if you say interpreted scripting language. Okay, interpreted scripting language. Okay, and our JavaScript is a lightweight scripting language. So lightweight scripting language in the sense, so it is half kg, 1 kg. What it means? So the consumption of JavaScript will take less in the memory size. Okay, nowadays you are having the too much of sizes. Am I correct? You are having the high speed mobiles, high speed internet. Few members are already attending the mobile. So whatever I'm speaking within a fraction of seconds, you can able to listen. Okay. So nowadays it is like this. But just think about 10 years back. Just think about 20 years back. So our JavaScript came into the market in the year of 1994. Okay, 1994. So anybody here, do you know the system, how it is in the 1994? Okay, RAM, next MB. So that was, so JavaScript was developed a lightweight programming language. It will take a lesser memory on the computer. Nothing but your RAM. Okay, nothing but your RAM. Okay, so JavaScript is a lightweight interpreted scripting language. Here, one more point. So what is interpreted scripting language? Nowadays, the question is, so one of the question from the cognizant, what is the difference between interpreted language, interpretation and compilation? Okay. So we have the student, very good student component where they are sharing the interview questions also. The question from the cognizant, what is the difference between interpreted and compilation? Anyone? So interpreted means it will execute line by line. Okay, interpreted means it will execute so line by line. So any mistake was occur in that line, the system got stuck. I mean, the system will terminate the program. Line by line, any error, system will terminate. Sorry, how can I see? Yes, I will show you practically. Okay. So in this lab, I'm going to introduce two things. One is Visual Studio plus Code Sandbox. Hope you people know about the Code Sandbox, right? Okay. Do you know Code Sandbox? So nowadays in the interview, they are going to be send a link where you need to be write some task. Correct or not? So let me open. Okay. Code Sandbox. It's a free where you can able to create your own also. Okay. So everyone try to know. If you don't know, get it a Code Sandbox. So try for free. Just you can able to try your free. Okay. So in this Code Sandbox, you can able to pick different things. React, Vanilla, Docker, Next, React, whatever you want. So React plus TypeScript or React plus JavaScript. Let me take a React with a JavaScript. So in the JavaScript, I will show you the interpreted. Okay, interpretation. Okay, so just a program is loading. Perfect. So now let me show you some alert. Okay, you can able to see the alert. Yes. Okay, so now let me show you one more alert. So sandbox, if you type something, it will immediately firing. Okay, hi, 1. Getting? Yes. So now let me add some mistake. Hi. Where is my 1? And it is throwing error. So interpreted means any error was happening. Okay, either syntactical error. How many types of error? We'll see that question. Different types of errors are there. Syntactical error, logical error, functional error, programming error. Okay, different types of errors are there. So interpreted means it will execute line after line. Any exception, the program will be terminated. This is called interpretation. So what about compilation? Okay, so the question here, in the interpreted, what are the examples? Only the JavaScript is interpreted programming language or scripting language. Anybody can give the example? So now JavaScript is interpreted language. Any other?
Python.
Correct. Perfect. There are two programming languages, or you can able to say scripting also. There are two programming languages, which are, one is a JavaScript, next one is the Python. Okay, if I say TypeScript, TypeScript is nothing but a superscript of JavaScript. So it's not official one. I mean, officially you can able to write a program, but ultimately browser will understand JavaScript only. So TypeScript is not a web browser will work. Okay, so TypeScript, I will give the point again. TypeScript, you are going to write a syntax, that's it. So this TypeScript will be converted to the JavaScript. Okay, there are two programming languages in the world. One is the JavaScript and Python. These two are the interpreted language. Next, what is compilation? Okay, so you are having the code block. How many code blocks here I'm having in this situation? I have the one code block. Okay, but each and every line one by one it is executing. Perfect. Yes. So what happened in the compilation means a single shot program will execute. At once program will execute. Any error, the entire will terminate. Okay, for example, you are performing some operation, any error, it will terminate. Okay, so it will not execute, unlike JavaScript. So what are the compilation programming languages? .NET, Java, PHP. So you have the so many. Okay, only two, which are JavaScript and Python. Okay, here is the question. Okay, sir, you are using the TypeScript, next you are using the JavaScript, and you are working with the ReactJS. The question from the same cognizant. So what is a Babel? What is a Babel? Anyone? What is a Babel? Even if you please interact, well, let us make the interaction session.
Babel is converting.
React compiler.
Okay, Babel is a JavaScript compiler. Perfect. Can we able to see that Babel?
A JS compiler.
Okay, where can I see this Babel?
Will convert JSX into JavaScript.
Perfect. So Babel is a compiler. Okay, so nothing but your JavaScript compiler. Can I able to see this Babel? Because as a programmer, so you can, somebody saying about it, a transpiler. Perfect. So as a programmer, get the things to be visualized, then only confirm. So where can this Babel is in the ReactJS? Where it is? So now I will tell you. Anyone?
JSX.
It is perfect. JSX only. So this Babel is there in your node modules. Whenever you are creating any ReactJS application, by default Babel will be there. You don't need to be installed nowadays. Okay. So in the interview, they will ask a question, what is a Babel means? If you check in the Google, they are giving us Babel is compiler, or say it as a transpiler. Perfect answer is the transpiler. So in the ReactJS, you are using the different syntax is called JSX and TypeScript also. So now my thing is I want to convert this JavaScript additional syntaxes. JSX is nothing but additional syntax or not? TypeScript is nothing but additional syntax on the top of JavaScript or not? To convert this one, Babel is required. Where can I able to see? The answer you should be tell. Babel is a JavaScript transpiler convert ReactJS syntax to browser understandable JavaScript syntax. Okay. Browser understandable JS syntax. So by default, ReactJS contains the Babel. By default, it is there where I can able to see in the node modules. Okay, if I'm able to give the answer like this, then they will think, okay, you are the practical person, you know end to end. Okay. Any questions on this Babel? So here you can able to see Babel is there. Next in the node models, it is there. Okay. So next, what is a Webpack?
Sir,
Webpack.
in Angular application, this Babel is available.
So Angular application, the approach is entirely different. Okay. So next, Webpack. So what is mean by Webpack? Once you are converting a files, right? A Webpack is a concept. It will be pack your packages. Pack the packages. It will be pack your packages. Next, which is the architectural design pattern you are following to develop a ReactJS application? So which architectural design pattern is following to develop a ReactJS application? SOC. SOC means separation of concerns. Okay, separation of concerns. So Angular means MVC. Okay, here it is a separation of concern. So each concern is nothing but a component. Is a component. Each concern is nothing but one component. Okay, for example, I want to construct a home. I have to follow some architecture or not? Nowadays, everybody will architecture for a home because we can able to see. That's what based on the structure we can able to connect. So next, an important question most of the members can answer. How many types of components in the ReactJS? See, listen my question again. How many types of components in a ReactJS? How many types of components in ReactJS?
2, sir.
Class, function.
Okay, so everybody is saying about a class and a
Function.
class. Second one is the functional component. Class component, functional component. So now my question is again, how many types of houses are there? Just list your houses, types of houses. You can able to see individual, villas, next apartment. Perfect or not? Next, how to construct a home? Because why I'm saying the house, so here it is the situation. Okay, how to construct a home? If you want to construct a villa, if you want to construct independent, if you want to construct anything else, you require sand and bricks. So now my question is again, how many types of a components? So basically everybody will answer a class component, functional component, which is not a correct answer. How many types of a component? I will give you exactly. Feature component, shared component. So tomorrow onwards, you change this answer in your interview. Okay, you will get a special focus. So if you are having the 3+ experience, they're expecting something else. Atomic component. In this session, now I'm going to be show you atomic component also. Okay. Common component. So like this, we're having the types of constant components. Now the question is how to create a component. Now tell me. Now the question is how to create a component. There are two ways to create a component. One is a functional component. Second one is class component. So please change this answer. So by the experience only you can able to change this answer. Okay, so you need to be answer tomorrow in the interview. They will ask like how many types of components in the ReactJS. So in the ReactJS, we are having the feature component, shared component, atomic component, common component, which are using in my project. These components can be created in a two ways. So here you can able to see the list, right? All these components I can able to create either functional component or I can able to use a class component. Clear?
What is component and what about the four components? Brief.
Okay, I will tell you. So here his question is, sir, what is a component? So what is a component? What does it mean by component? A component is a functional building blocks of ReactJS application. Building blocks of ReactJS application. Next, a component, give the second answer to in the interview. Component encapsulate the JSX functions and logic. Okay, so change your answer. So little bit different. Out of 10 members, why the company has to be you the offer has 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs. Okay, you should be show something different. So this component is nothing but the building blocks of your ReactJS application. A component encapsulate the JSX functions and logic. Next, how to create a component? How to create a component? I will show you. These functional and okay. So these components, if you want to create any component, first follow the structure. Okay, see how to create a component. First, you should have a folder called components. Okay, in the real time, so in the expect, how the expect will be work, right? I will tell you. In these components, you need to add one more folder called features. Okay, anybody wants to take it. Again, you need to add atomic. Okay, next you can able to add common. Okay, so the structure always should be like this. Sir, can I change the name? See, as per your project, you can able to change it. No worries. But the structure, a feature is nothing but a specific feature. So what is mean by atomic? What is mean by common? Okay. So add these words in the interview. So you will be in the next position. So I will show you this atomic component practically. Okay. So here I'm having a sample application. Okay, here I'm having a sample application. So in this application, I will change my component to atomic component. Sir, what is mean by atom? Anyone tell me atom means? What is mean by atomic? Okay, a small element is nothing but atom. Atom bomb. Okay, atom bomb means element is very small. Am I correct or not? Element is very small, but the usage is very big. The cause is very big. Same here also, atomic component is nothing but a small functionality. A component will hold a piece of a functionality. Okay, a small functionality. So next, this small functionality is nothing but a reusable functionality. Okay, reusable functionality. So now here I'm having something. So here I'm having some grid. Able to see? So I'm just showing the realistic project. So in our sessions, so we are not going to explain the concept. My thing is with a real-time project, a live project, healthcare system, real estate system, insurance system, ERP. Okay. Next to dashboard, different things where I'm going to be explained. So if you want to opt for the sessions, so wherever you receive the things, just inform them to be things. So next, we are going to be connect a session called how to build a dashboard. Okay, how to build a dashboard. If you want to build a dashboard, what are the requirements? So the first requirement is the charts. These things is the separate things. We'll create a 2 hours session. Maybe we'll plan and inform. So keep on following us. Okay. So next, I want to be create atomic component. Here you can able to see the appointments. Okay, these are the some appointments of a patient. Simply think like this. Okay, so if you want to construct, this is nothing but what? Simply it is a grid. It is a grid or not? Grid. Grid contain 1, 2, 3, 4 cells. Okay, so in this grid is nothing but a common component. Common component. So creating appointment, the entire this is nothing but a feature component. From here to here is nothing but a feature component. So this is nothing but a common component. Next, each row is nothing but a atomic component. Okay, I will show you and I will prove you. Okay, somebody wants the question on the flex. I will explain. Okay, flex. Okay, there's a flex in the dashboards we are going to be using. At that time in detail we'll explain you. So there is a question in the nowadays, what is the difference between the flex and the flux? Okay, so let me create a atomic component. So see here, this is my component. Okay, so this is my component. From here only you can able to see the data there. So in the SRC, here I'm having some components. Now next, let me create a folder called atomic. Okay, in this folder, let me create a atomic. So in this folder, let me create a atomic dot, sorry. Atomic means what is my requirement? I want to create a grid row. Am I correct or not? Grid row. So this is again a folder. So in this grid row, I want to create a component. Tell me the component extension. Grid hyphen row dot
JS.
So JS. No, in the real-time project, a component should be created with extension of a component. Because in the ReactJS, I will create a service, a grid hyphen row dot JS. Now tell me which one is the component, which one is the service. So here I'm having the services, right? Okay, so you don't know. By default, I'm opening this one. By seeing this file, tell me what it is. Service. So tomorrow onwards, if you are working on the project also, or else if you want to be create a service, give the extension dot service dot JS. But this structure is from the Angular, but we should be adapt in the React also. Okay, so React also we should be adapt. Okay, sometimes client will review the projects, the code. So basically we will review the code, everything with the client. That's what the in-depth knowledge we are having. Okay, so by seeing this one, everybody will understand JS means it is a component or a service. Then you need to be dig a code. Am I correct or not? Have the 1,000 lines of a code. By seeing this file, you should be understand. Okay, the first rule of a programmer, the file should be the name properly. So next, the code should be one function should have only 10 lines of code. It should not be more than 10 lines of a code. If it is there, then you need to be split the code. Some rules and regulations are there. Okay, by seeing this one, what you can able to think? Service.js file. Okay, so like this, here you should be create a component. Now, how to create a functional component? Tell me. Export function. What is my functionality? I want to create a grid row. Am I correct or not? Grid row. So a function will take a by default a props, props. Okay. So in the function, it will return always a HTML code block. So here my intention is appointment component is there. I want to split this one is a atomic component. The reason behind the atomic component is, for example, you are packing items, small items, easy to manage or not? maintainability. Okay, so anytime you are splitting a functionality, maintainability. So here I'm constructing a row, right? So can I remove this row from here? Can I add here? Perfectly. Okay, so let me remove the return keyword. Always format also important. Okay, so next it is contain the item. Now let me say props. So this item dot data will be coming from the props. Okay, sir, again in our projects, do you know TD is nothing but each table cell, right? Each table cell also we are going to create again one atomic component. Sir, how many atomic components you are going to be create? That's what in the real time will create a grid row is there, na? Again, like a grid row here, I am going to be create one more called grid hyphen cell. Okay, in the grid hyphen cell, let me add grid hyphen cell.js. So then tell me grid hyphen cell.js is what type of it is? It is the service, or it is a component, or it is simple JS file. Now you are confusing or not? That's what. So while you are preparing a YouTuber somewhere else, but the rules and regulations will become once you are in the field. Okay, for example, you are go for the war, then only you will see the real estate, right? How the opposite function will be fired. Am I correct or not? Once you are in the war, only you can able to feel. While you are learning the thing, so nothing will become. Okay, but I'm not going to be split each and every cell. So what happen now if each and every cell is converted to the grid cell? Then if I want to apply the class, if I want to apply the some CSS, easy to maintain. Got my point? Single chart, entire application, only one grid cell is the atomic component. One place you are changing, na, it will applicable for all the applications. So that's what the expectation. That is the atomic component. Tomorrow change is your question. Okay, so we are working the atomic components. Each functionality we are creating a separate component. For example, I'm having a, if I am fast, let me know. I will go a little slow because this is an interview preparation. So I'm thinking you have the pre-ReactJS preparation. Okay, if you don't know, no worry. We're having the very good sessions which going to be start. You can able to opt for it. Okay, so that's it. So here, let me create. If I want to change something functionality here, it is very easy to maintain. Okay, props dot item dot name. My function is created. Yes. So now let me create. I mean import that one grid row. Imported. Yes. So now appointment dot component dot JS is the parent component. Grid row is the child component. Now my question is how to pass a data from parent to child? How to pass a data from?
Use context.
Okay. So if I want to pass a data from a parent to child, child is nothing but let me take this is my child by using context. Okay, one answer.
We are using
The
props.
Props. One more
Props.
answer. Either you can able to use the Redux. Different situations are there. So somebody asking question, how to pass. If you're able to complete one real-time project end to end, at least one page is completed. Grid is complete enough for you to be attend the interview. You will definitely crack it without a proxy. My student like this, I will not going to attend a proxy. I will tell them to come for the 2 months by yourself. You will attend. So here, pass data from parent to child. How to pass? The first option is one is the props. Next one is somebody tell use context. Next you can able to use Redux. Next you can able to use a global object. Okay, so different ways are there, etc. Not only these, there are different ways are there. At least 1-2 ways you should be perfect. So here I will use the props. In that props, let me say item is equal to braces of item. Okay. So left side item, right side item. Let me say data here, D for data. So this item will be become a property item. This item will be become your property item. Okay, done. Can I save? All files are saved. See, while you are checking, one more mistake you will do. See here, the all the files should be. Okay. Okay. So props here, the props will be send a item here. So that is the day it will become dynamically. We don't need to add anything. IPNs are charging. Give me a minute. Let me charge it. So here props. Can I test it? We'll test it. So PIC pick. So pick is nothing but let me remove here the image. Okay. So props dot item dot name. Are you sending the exactly? So item is equal to. Let me say the exact item. What happened? Same name we given or not? Okay, see here, here I'm using the array map. So here there is the behavior with the map. So while you're using the map, if you are using without a braces, okay, with the braces is the different. So now you can able to see the data. Okay, it is the variation of the map with the arrow function. Here is the arrow function. So arrow function means arrow nothing but how to create arrow function braces tends to. So this arrow function, if you say the braces, so you must use the return keyword. If you're not using the return keyword with the braces, if you're checking the Google also, nothing information will become. Okay, here we need to in this situation. So in case of the braces, you must add a return keyword. Okay, you must add return keyword. So you can able to see the data. So each and every cell also we converted again a component is called atomic component. If I want to pass the data from parent to child, we need to use props. So next I will give the what is the difference between state and props. So next this is nothing but a
Sir, can we able to use Kendo in this?
Kendo JS you want?
Yeah.
Yes, we can able to use the Kendo. So Kendo with npm there we need to be go and add it. Okay, so Kendo JS. So Kendo JS is providing the a rich framework JavaScript components for to develop grid, easy grid instead of you to be developed. Forms C Kendo React. So from here we can able to add it. So they are going to be give a predefined grid instead of you to be write a table. Okay, styling. Okay. So let me convert this one to a class. So let me class. Okay, grid row. Kendo also without Angular React only Kendo also you can do project. Earlier we did the same. Okay, if I want to create a class component, we need to be extends React dot component. So React dot component. So this React we need to be import React. Wait. Import React from React. Okay, if I say class component, a class having the predefined structure. So anyone? So a class must have a constructor. So constructor will take a props, properties. props. Next, so here we need to use a super. Super is a, what is a super? Each and every point is a one question. Base class constructor. Next, say class component by default having a state. In the ReactJS 16.8 version, we are introduced the functional component with the state. Before that one, functional components are the stateless component. So next, a class cannot able to return data directly. That's what here we are having the function called render. That's it. Now your functional component is converted to class component. Nothing miracle. We'll see the output. Okay, here props is not defined. Anyone figure out this issue? Now I converted a functional component to a class component. It is saying about I was not able to understand the props. Here is the answer. Can you, anyone? Perfect. So if you are using the class component, if you want to access any property from a class, we need to depend on the this. What is the this keyword? What is the this? This will represent current instance. Okay, this will represent the current instance. Okay, so here if you want to access any parameters, properties, functions within the same class, you must use the this keyword. So now let us check it. Working fine, perfectly. So this is the way we need to be work atomic compound. So next, one more important question. Let us go back to the JavaScript. So what is the difference between var, let, constant? Anyone, please? Just please interact. So what is the difference between var, let, and constant? Yes, please. Var will support hoisting. Okay, var will support hoisting. So let and constant not supporting hoisting. So what is mean by hoisting? So hoisting means assign data to a variable before declaration. So company will be hire you and then provide a training. Am I correct or not? That is called hoisting. So do you know the movie? So comedian saying about first make it as IAS or IPS, later go for exam. That is called hoisting. Is that correct? Okay. So sometimes student will say, sir, I don't have the money. First teach me everything. Within 1 month, I will get a job and I will pay. Okay. So that is called hoisting. So hoisting in the sense of before declaration. For example, in this situation. Okay. So let me say data is equal to, let me say my name, VKC. So and then var data. Var data. It will be work. Perfectly, it will be work. Okay, perfectly, it will be work. Why so? Var will support the hoisting before the declaration. Here I can able to assign. Okay, so in case if I want to convert this one to a letter, it will not support. So it will not support. Okay. So let me convert this one to a functional component again. So I will show you that in the functional component how this var and let exactly. Okay, because of the class black scope variable, it is throwing a var error. So I will tell you what is the black scope, everything. perfectly. The code was back. Oh, still here a function. Okay, now it is my functional component. The system is loading. Okay. Working fine. So let me convert this one to a let. Working fine. Nothing was loading. Okay, so because so here let will not support hosting, the same issue will be added here. Okay, see, let me go to the console. Are able to see? So cannot access the data before initialization. Are you able to see? Yes, sir. So we can't able to access the data because of hosting. Okay, so next constant also will not support hosting. See here, if I say constant, it will not support. If I change a constant to var, then it will be work because var will support the hosting. Hosting means before. So next, what is the scope of a variable? How many variable scopes are there? Tell me. Variable scopes.
Global and local.
So global scope, local scope, black scope.
Black scope.
Okay. So how many variable scope? So what is mean by global, local, and black scope? The first, let us focus on a black scope. Everybody will confuse here. Okay. Sometimes we'll ask in the interview. So when I participate, frequently I'm also in the interview panel in the company. So I will ask a question. Can you please show me the black scope? They will say like, sir, let and var constant are the black scope. Can you show it? Can we see it? Yes, I will show you. Okay. So what is mean by black scope? For example, where a is equal to 10. So how to create a black scope? Black scope means within the braces. Again, where a is equal to 20. So now I'm adding a alert. Now tell me what is my scope variable? What will be the alert? 10 or 20?
10.
Why so? Why not 20? 20.
20 is
So
black
here,
scope.
yes, it's perfect. So where is a global scope variable? Okay, 20 only. The answer is 20. Okay. So next, let me convert this where to a let, and here also where to a let. So this is called a black scope. Black is nothing but a, so within this scope of a variable, here you are having some scope or not. Within this scope of a variable, the variable data will be alive. Once the scope is completed, the data will not be available. In case of where it is showing the 20, now let me check it now. Is it 20 or a 10? 10 is coming. 10 is coming or not? Okay. So got it? What is the black scope under global scope? Where is a global scope of variable? So let and constant are black scope variable. Clear on this one? So black scope is nothing but a within the code block, within the code block, we can access the variable. Once a scope is completed, you can't able to access. That's what the first difference is. Where will support the hosting, let and constant will not support hosting. Second difference is where is a global scope variable, let and constants are specifically designed for a black scope variable. Even if we can able to define outside, so let you can able to define, constant you can able to define. Okay, basically if we're defining a variable outside of a function is called global scope. Here also I can define. Can I define or not? Where name is equal to VKC. Now my name is a global scope variable. If you're defining a variable inside, okay, so here this is a global scope. So this constant b is nothing but a local scope because this b is local to a function within the blocks, within the code block. Okay, if you're defining a variable, that is called a black scope. So now you are saying about a black in the real-time project. Are we creating like this in the real-time project where the situation is coming? Because in the real-time project, are you going to create a code like this? No. What is the situation? You are going to use if condition. Okay. So this is the condition. If R is, you are going to use the for let I is equal to 0. Okay. I less than, let me say 5, I plus plus. Okay. Where I is equal to 20. So now I will here also where I. So now tell me, elect of I, what will the output? It is the 20 or it is the, so I less than equal to 5 means it will be end up with a 4. What will be the output? 20 or a 4? Okay, so as per your career team, I'm just whoever is working, right? For example, you are having the package of so and so figure in that thank you. In that package, okay, so in that package at least 5% or 10% keep your to for the certification. Okay, in your career for the certification, or else at least fund some money to training and certification. So keep on adding these 2 points, then only. Okay, so at least 10 to 15%, please keep in your package to be getting the training and certified employee, so that once any type of decision come, you should not be in the state to be fear. Okay, everybody's clear what is the block? So for this one, I will not show output. So I've given this work you to be practice. Okay, everybody's clear block scope. Next, somebody having a question or state. Okay, so what is the difference between the props versus state? Props versus state. Next question, flux versus flex. Okay, so what is the difference between props versus state? Here props are used to send data from parent to child or child to parent. Okay, state is to maintain a state of a variable within the component. Okay, where the state will be available within the component. How many ways to create a states in a component? There are 2 ways. One is by using the use state. Second one is the this dot state. It is the functional component, use the use state. It is the class component, use the this data state. Next and foremost important, what is the flex and the flux? Sir, giving the difference between this is question itself wrong. My point of view, question itself is wrong. Okay, what is the difference between the home and bicycle? Tell me, home and bicycle. Question is wrong or not? Same here also. Flux is a pattern. Okay, flux is a CSS property. Okay, so here flex and flux. So because the seeing the name, they're saying about a difference. What is mean by flux? Flux is a pattern. It's a designer pattern. So it will define the data flow from top to bottom. Some time back somebody saying about use context. Okay, use context. So use context was designed in the flux pattern. Use context was designed in the flux pattern. Example, use context. It was designed in the Flux pattern. Okay. Next, Flux. What is a Flux? It's a CSS property. Okay. So this Flux used to define design the dashboards. Okay. Responsive design. Okay, sir, for the responsive design in the Bootstrap, we are having the row and column. In the row and column internally, we are using the property called display flex. So display colon flex. Okay, so now my next question is what is the difference between the library versus a framework? What is the difference between library and framework? So library means it will provide a syntax to develop an application. Framework means it will contain a set of libraries. Okay, and a framework is nothing but a environment to develop an application. A library is simply providing a syntax. ReactJS is the library providing a syntax. Okay, so here a framework is nothing but a contain a set of libraries and the environment. So which one is framework? Angular. Okay, library ReactJS. So there is a famous website, Amazon. So now tell me, Amazon using Angular or React? So just name. I also don't know. I just had to explore. That's it. Then only I got it. Nobody was not a skill until you will get it. Okay. So each and every company trying to develop their own libraries and a framework. Okay. So do you know React.js are using the Amazon? No, they are calling reporter.js. Okay. Amazon using a reporter.js. So like this, different companies are using different patterns, but a few companies will be exposed, few cannot be exposed. But do you know Amazon Web Services? Hope people so you know, right? Amazon Web Services. What is an Amazon Web Service? Amazon Web Service is providing a kind of a service for you, even a code, some data, okay, something. So Amazon having a lot of services, payment gateway service, okay, data service. Even you can able to book a bus. Can I have to book a bus? How? I need to be consume third-party services or not? Here my question is, what is the difference between the web API and REST API? So nowadays this question is asking, okay, even you are opt for the web developer also, they are asking what is the difference between web API versus REST API? Anyone? What is mean by API? Application programming interface. So API means application programming interface. So web APIs are different types are there. Okay, the first one is the SOAP based API. Second one is the web API. Next one is the graphic Q API. So different types of APIs are there. All the APIs, the parent one is the web API. Okay. Not a REST, it is a tester REST API. So what is mean by REST API? Here the REST API will be work on top of HTTP protocol. So web APIs are different types. So tomorrow in the interview you need to say like SOAP, web, graphic, and then REST API is a type of API. REST API is also a part of, that's one only. Okay, REST API is a part of web API only. Okay, but REST API will be work on HTTP or HTTPS protocols. That's it. Okay, next one more important question. Okay. So meantime, if you have any questions also, please text in the chat. I will answer you. Okay. So next, how many types of API responses are there? Types of API responses. Anyone? How many types of API responses are there? Pardon?
JSON, XML, normal text.
Okay. So either you are having the JSON response, okay, XML, okay, FTP, file transfer response, different types are there. So next, one of the frequent questions, API response codes. What are the API response codes? Can you tell me how many API response code and where we can able to see? For example, here I'm having the project, right? Where is my project? Here is my project. Okay, let me go to the network. So here also, let me refresh my system. The API calls will be go. So you are adding the plain alert, it will not stop. Okay. Go to the network, see appointments is my API. Appointments is a page, see the appointments. Okay. So here you can able to see status called status code card 200 success. Like this, how many types of responses are there? So here I will explain.
400.
Okay.
Status code 500.
100 series, 200 series,
400.
300 series, 400 series, 500 series.
500.
500 for server side.
Server side errors.
Server side
Internal.
errors. Okay. What are the server side errors? For example, internal server error. Next, payment gateway error. Gateway will fail. Or else different types of. Next, 400 means client side.
Client side errors.
Client side in the sense. So your JavaScript page, for example, unauthorized. Method not found. So different. Even payment also will be failed at a client also. 300 URL redirect. So team, please take this one. So URL redirect error. For example, sometimes you are open any website. Na? So earlier Facebook, now it is a Meta. They will redirect, right? So redirect was not success. Then it will be give the 400. Next, 200 for success. Insert, update, delete, whatever you are giving the success. 100 for
Information.
pardon?
Information.
So 100 for information. Okay. So next, these having again 100 in the sense series wise, I'm saying again 100, 101, 102 different are there. For example, 502. Okay, 503. Okay, so 200. 200. Okay, so 201, 202. Okay, in the success means get is 200. So next update. So next daily different operations are there. Na? URL redirect nothing but 301, 302, 304. Next one of the famous 404 not found. You are requesting something, it is not found. Clear? API responses give the answer like this. So these are the API responses. Okay. So here, so question from the Urmila. Sir, you are saying about API calls, API having some data, params, headers, and the methods. Can you explain that one? Okay. See here, a network. Let me open Amazon one. So let's see the practical. So Amazon, I think some API is coming. Able to see? So see any website, most of the prefix will be the API. Okay. If you search for the API, you can able to see. So here, any API having the things like a request and a response. API contain the two parts. One is the request part, the second one is the response part. Okay, request in the sense. Okay, for example, I'm going to order something. That is my request. Amazon delivering or Zomato delivering some food for me. That is called response. Okay, request is nothing but from where you are going to be sent. Okay, response is nothing but what you are going to be sent. Okay, so in the request you are having the method. So there are 4 types of methods are there. What are those? Get,
Post, get, fetch.
post, put, delete. Sometimes this get is nothing but we're calling as a fetch also. Okay, get, post, put, to delete are the methods which are called HTTP webs. Any .NET guys are here? Any .NET guys are here? So get, post, put, to delete are called HTTP webs, and these are nothing but the methods to perform an action. Okay, next they will ask how to authorize your data. In the request we are going to add one token. How many types of authentications are there? Token based authentication, multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor in the sense, if you are visiting a website, if you are visiting a code sandbox, they will ask for login with your Gmail or Facebook. Instead of they will handling you are authorized person or not, they are going to be access your Gmail account. Okay, then they will check your authorized. Token means JW2 token. Okay, JSON web token. So different types are there, or else user based authentication. It's the directly user based authentication in the sense based on the user credentials. Based on the user credentials, Gmail will be login. Based on the Gmail credentials, Sandbox will be login. Okay, JWT means purely it's a company dependent. So private applications, not a public applications. Okay. So next, in this request header, we can able to send some additional information by using the cookies. By using any variables, you can able to add also. Okay, schema in the sense what type of protocol it is, a HTTP or a HTTPS protocol. So this is about a request. Next, response, you are getting some data or not? There also something information is there. Okay, in this response here in the payload, you can able to see the full data preview. See this information. Okay, see the token. Okay, so here the token is key. It's a valid kind of a validation token, but it's not about a JWT token. Internally, they having some different validation, because always validation token will be inside of the request only. Okay. Next, what is the difference between the storages and how many type of storages? How many types of storages? Local, session, cookies. So what is the difference between these three? Local storage will be available permanently. Okay, so it will be available permanently. If you open the developer tool, so here you are having the application C, local storage, it is available permanently. Session storage, once your browser close, your tab close, automatically data will be clear. So next one is the cookies. It will be closed once you are clearing the cookies. Sir, I want to see practically. You want to see practically? Yeah, I will show you. So here I'm having the storage as a example. I have just created a sample app. Okay, so let me run this one. If I say npm start, ReactJS is running on which port? By default, 3000 port.
3000.
I want to change this port. Is it possible? Because I want to run multiple ReactJS application. Already one is running on a port. Next, I'm running the JSON server also, that is running on one port. See, different ports are running. One port it is running. JSON server is running in 3000 port. 3000 port. So I want to change the port in the ReactJS. Where to be changed? Okay, so by default in the package.json, by default there is no port will be mentioned. We need to be changed. So let me open this port. Open. Here start is there na. Set space the port is equal to 4000. Ampersand ampersand. Save. Okay. So now let me run the command prompt. Okay, npm start. So this will be run on the required port. Clear? So it is running on the set port. Okay. So now it is running on the 3000 port. So now I will show you the user validation, how the user is validate running on the 4000 or not. Starting the server. Okay, server is done. So able to see, let me try to log in. Please provide a credentials. Okay, once I provide a credentials, developer of 5 @ okay, able to see the profile data. Able to see the profile data team. This is practical URL only. Okay, in this project I'm having on practical URL. Okay, so let me refresh. Still you can able to see profile data because user is logged in. So now let me try to access directly this URL. Is it possible right now? So profile page access restricted because this project was implemented in the session storage. Access requested. It will be redirected to the login page. Okay. So what it has implemented. See. So let me show you the code. Okay. So storages are implemented here. See the login component profile. I'm having only one component. So here services are what is the service types of services is my next question. See the storages. Login service. See this is called REST API. Okay, this is the one is the REST API where you cannot able to access. Okay, this API will be give the response. Okay, the request resource not supported the method called get. So if I say able to support this get, so earlier Urmila have the question like method. Yeah, Urmila have the question like explain the method, right? So when to use the get, when to use the post. For example, this is nothing but anyone can able to access from anywhere. If you're developing an API based on a get, anybody able to access get the data. But in this situation, no, this is a method is a post method. In the post also we can able to get a data in the bot. The benefit here, we can able to restrict the user to access like this. The post means you can't able to perform here. There you can able to send a tokens and other things. So see here, we are using the post method. In the context service, we are using the post method. Okay, so it will not accept for the get. Okay, so now I'm performing a get action. Here you can able to see the data. Okay, so if I try to access again, I will refreshing same page. It is refreshing or not. So the data was in the session storage. Once I'm opening the new tab, so then action will be restricted and going back. So if I want to implement such a case, what I should be do? The first one is you should be install the React. Okay. For example, how to restrict user without login. Okay. These are the real-time use cases. So these will be the things. So interview prospect too, they will ask some main questions, some questions you answer not, that can be fine. Going and work, right? You should be implemented by your hand. Okay, at that time failing, so nothing. I'm here to help you. First install, we need to install a React router DOM. So next we need to be create a menu. Here you need to be mention the navigations using the concept of link comma to. I'm just giving the outer structure. Next, you are need to be create a app dot router dot JS file. Okay, there you need to be mention is a ever a browser routes to be navigate. Okay, so here you need to be next we create a service. Okay, next we need to service to store information info. Okay, so by implementing these steps you can able to achieve. Next the question is what is the service and types of services. What is a service? A service is a reusable logical unit and service used to perform API calls. Okay, next types of services. Sir, this is not Angular. This is a ReactJS. We're having only one type of service. No, it is Angular or React or Kendo, whatever type of project. So services are nothing but a common service, shared service, shared service, context or API service. Here only you should be performing API calls. If you observe my project, I created a login service, perform a login. Context is a one flow, storage service. Okay, so like this. How to create a service in the JavaScript using a function concept. Just a JavaScript functions. Clear? So next, what is a prototype? So what is mean by prototype? So nowadays people are confusing us to ask this question. What is a prototype? This prototype is belongs to JavaScript concept. Just add your thoughts. I don't have any issue. It is right or wrong. Just tell me what is a prototype? What is mean by inheritance? Inheritance. I will give the exact real-time use case.
Cloning of the parent behavior to the child.
So inheritance is nothing but it is one of the principle in the object-oriented program. So there are four principles. So there are four principles. The principle number one is nothing but what are the principles of object-oriented program?
Inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism,
Encapsulation.
encapsulation.
Okay, first one is encapsulation. Next, abstraction. Polymorphism. Next, inheritance. Polymorphism. Okay, so these OOPs are JavaScript following the OOPs concepts or not? So JavaScript follow the partially OOPs concept. So JavaScript will not follow the fully OOPs concepts. That we know. So encapsulation in the sense, so our ReactJS is following the encapsulation. Object-oriented structure. See, ReactJS following the object-oriented structure. If you want me to prove, I will show you. So here I'm creating a component. A component is encapsulated within a component or a function or not. Okay, if you're writing a code inside of a function or a class is nothing but encapsulation. So encapsulating means it will encapsulate the code. Next, abstraction means what is mean by abstraction? Providing a functions or logic unit outside of a function. For example, in this function, if you want to write a function, can I able to access? Yes. Next, inheritance. Since inheritance is nothing but if you want to create a class component, earlier we created a class component, right? How to create a class component? Export basically one component will create one only. Just for example, I'm saying here. export to class, class name, let me say test, extends, so this is nothing but a inheritance. We are extending the React dot component features are nothing but a inheritance. But our React not fully, JavaScript not fully follow the oops concept. Okay, so here, if I say inheritance means a parent will be there, child will be there. Parent will be there, child will be there. Parent properties are accessed by the child is nothing but inheritance. Am I correct or not? Parent properties are accessed by the child is nothing but inheritance. So this inheritance, if you want to implement, how to implement inheritance? So there you must require the parent and the child. Will see this example in the code sandbox. Okay, sometime back. So if you have any questions, please ping in the chat. So we'll done. So and we'll continue the same series and we'll inform the date again. Maybe in the weekends we will conduct this type of the series. Okay. So to enhance, if you are working professional, hope I'm giving the very good knowledge. I'm thinking. So let us share your feedback. So how it will be. Okay. So here let me work with encapsulation and abstraction inheritance. For example, let me create a class with a class name. For example, employee. So if you're creating a class with the class name is called, so class, this is my JavaScript class or not? Okay. So let me say name is equal to empty. So let me say, just everybody know the example, same example, f name is equal to empty, l name is equal to empty. Next, let me say constructor. Okay, so I'm explaining the prototype. If you want to explain the prototype, check for the Google. You will definitely confuse. I will give the exact use case. Okay, constructor, here I will get a f name comma l name are input parameters. So here I want to access a class members. This dot f name is equal to first name input parameter. This dot l name is equal to the l name. Done. Next, let me create a function. Full name is equal to function. So this function will return this dot first name plus empty. Next, this dot l name. Done. Created. Okay. So now let me say class. Give me some class name. Let me say some contract employee. So contract employee always is nothing but an employee or not? Simply how to write? Extends employee. So this is nothing but inheritance. Got it? The JavaScript, how to implement inheritance. Same JavaScript. Why people are saying about, if you know the ReactJS, they will ask first you know the JavaScript, because if you know the JavaScript end to end, but even nobody will not perfect on 100%. There is one guy in the entire the world, he's the Brendan Each, who developed a JavaScript. Other than this one, nobody will not perfect on the JavaScript. Okay, so he was alive. You can able to see the videos of Brendan Each. Okay, sometimes he will give the seminars, but will follow or not. Brendan Each JavaScript videos. Brendan Each JavaScript. See the person library. Brendan. No. Brendan H. See. Okay. The scientist. So Tim Berners-Lee developed the HTML. Still, those guys are alive. But Microsoft, these guys will be famous. But who developed the HTML was not famous. Who developed the Java script, who developed the Python was not a famous guys, because they just develop. Use case is important. If I have the interview of 100 persons, I will take whom? Whoever able to give the exact use cases. Clear? Okay. So here, let me say some salary is equal to, I'm creating a function. just nothing. Let me say read TUR and return some 100, nothing. I'm just a return, that's it. Okay, so now how to create an object? Let emp is equal to new employee. So new employee expected. Okay, so give some name, Venu, first name, let me say last name. I'm just giving example. Okay, so now, so let me create this for the contract employee. Contract employee. So this contract employee, can I able to pass these two parameters? No. So that's what I need to be created. Constructor. See, in-depth knowledge I'm not giving here. I'm just giving a exact structure. If you want to get in-depth, you require a 1 or 2 hour session to understand only what is extend, what is a constructor. This constructor will take a two parameters, f name comma l name. So I want to pass this f name l name to a base class constructor. How to pass a base class constructor? Super is a base class constructor in the ReactJS, f name comma l name. Okay, without a super you will get an error. Okay, error getting or not? Super. Now this super will send f name l name to this constructor. Here it will be prepared so that employee dot full name, let me add inside of a alert. Clear? We are seeing a object oriented structure. Okay, Venu Varma coming or not? Anybody having questions on this one? Exact this situation. So super is not a ReactJS. Somebody saying about ReactJS. No, it's a plain JavaScript. That's what the focus on a JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript follows the object structured. If you know the JavaScript, nowadays companies are offering you 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs. Okay, the way you are performing interview, that's it. So it depends on the way you are performing. Even if you're performing interview also, if you are going for the MNC, he has the certain figure. If you have the 5 years, nowadays earlier it is the 5 into 2, 10 lakhs. Just 4 years before the corona, 5 years persons getting the 12 lakhs is the too great. If anybody of our person is changing, na, I got a 12 lakhs. Hey, you got a too good package. Nowadays 5 into 3, 15. That is a package right now, because if you know the understand the JavaScript. So this is following this type of oops concept. Okay, so you are clearing on the class structure in the JavaScript. So when this class was introduced in the JavaScript, yes, 6. ECMAScript 6 only, correct or not? In the year of 2015. Okay, in the year of 2015. Sir, what about this before the 2015? So when this JavaScript is came, for example, 1995, use case are started up to 2015. How many years? How many years? 20 years?
20.
Huh?
20 years.
20 years, huh? Okay. Okay, 20 years. In this 20 years, how they implemented the same concept by using a prototype. Same concept of inheritance they implemented using the prototype. So prototype will assign a function, assign. I will prove it instead of the definition. I want to be show you. Same concept here it is there now. So let me create a function. Okay, first let me comment this alert. Alert will be continuously firing. Okay, so by this prototype, I will close today's session. Okay, let me comment first. So let me create a function. Give me some function name. FN employee. Are you okay? Okay, so don't be creative with the FN. No, don't be create the CLS. So it should be realistic. Sir, which one we are using present days means class only. Okay, class structure only we are using, because nowadays we are using ECMAScript 6 anywhere in the year 6 only. Okay, but the interview point of view, they will ask a prototype. In the realistic scenario, they will not ask. So next in the interview, My friend was attended when he's 8 years of experience. Then they're asking about to show me the prime numbers. Can you show me the some different questions even or not? So then the ask question from my friend. So we need to be work with the prime numbers for the student. Then I will not come to the company. So tomorrow you also can say, sir, why so prime numbers? Why so palindrome or not? Still companies are asking. But in the real time, where we are using? Are you developing a prime numbers in the hospitality application or some different? So no. Let me create a name is equal to empty. So next let me say f name, L name is equal to empty. Okay. So for this FN employee, I want to add a full name is equal to function. This function will take a 2 parameters, f name comma L name. Okay. Can I say this dot f name is equal to f name? Is it possible? This dot L name, is it possible? Is it work? No. Sir, function inside a function not at all possible. For example, I want to create an object. Let fnemp is equal to fn employee. Now, how you will send a properties? How will send a parameters? Fn employee data. Okay. So here I want to add a function. I want to extend this one. So there you need to be used like fn employee dot prototype dot full name. Okay. So now fn employee dot full name. Okay. So for this full name, you need to be pass a parameters called, let me say VKC. Let me say. So fn dot full name is equal to what happened? Cannot read properties of undefined. Fn employee. F name is not defined. So let me say let. Okay. So let me say the let there. This dot f name. F name. Here cannot read properties of undefined full name. Why so still? Any spell mistake? Fn emp name dot full name. So prototype was added exactly. Okay. So here we need to create any object by using the new only. Let me say VKC comma V. Okay. Got it? So now it will be work. Yes. So I will not show the alert. So my intention is you to be check that alert. It will be work. Okay. So this function, if I want to create this function as object, if I want to work with inheritance, it is not all possible. But if you want to follow the certain structure earlier, before the 2015, sir, we are very happy. Do you know? Nowadays we are in the 2023. Whatever we are need the technology, it was there. If you go for the 2025, AL is coming to the market. Okay. Hope everybody know the chat GPT. Okay. If you're sending the question, exact answer it is giving. Got my point? Okay. So like this, if you want to create a functionality of inheritance using the JavaScript function before 2015, we're having the functions only, not a class. We are using the prototype. Prototype will extend the function of futures, or by using the prototype, we can able to add a functionality to a function. Clear? Okay. So this is one of the confusion question, prototype. What is the IIF? So try it. It will be work. Okay. What is mean by IIF? Immediately invoking function or a self-invoking function. A function calling by itself, nobody will not call. Okay, so something functions are going, nobody will not come, persons will become, right? So here also if is nothing but no need to call anyone. A function will be called by itself. See, function, let me say alert, it will be work. No, let me convert this one to a IAF. Immediately invoke a function, nobody will not call, it will be work. Okay, alert is coming or not? Alert of 3. Okay, so nobody will not call, alert will be command. Clear, team? Okay, so we'll see more things. So what we're focusing on a few concepts on the JavaScript. We focus on the few concepts. Next, so in the ReactJS, if you go for the interview, focus on the hooks and focus on the class lifecycle events. There are 3 phases: mounting, unmounting, updating. Next, virtual DOM. So finally, I will give you one thing for you, JSX. So why JSX in the ReactJS? Why not in other JSS? Do you know jQuery? JSX is there? No. You know the Angular? JSX is there? No. What is mean by JSX? JS plus JavaScript plus XML. Okay. Can someone identify the HTML code here? And can someone identify the JSX code? So you will get a gift. But that gift you need to become under. Can someone identify? So here you are saying about, yes, that's what I'm saying. So which line is the HTML code? Which line is the JS code? Sorry, JSX code. So in the ReactJS, everything is the JSX code on, no HTML code. But it seems like it is the HTML. Okay, if you hover over any HTML, it is showing JSX. Okay, so in the ReactJS, writing a HTML is not a possible. That's what in the component enclosing the HTML. This HTML is nothing but JSX code. Writing the JSX is not a part possible. Okay, that's what React people are implemented JSX code. If you want to see the JSX code, F function F12. So React element. Okay, in the ReactJS, everything is the JSX code. Okay, so that's it for today. So most of the things we have covered with practical. See, my intention is instead of the 20 questions with the theoretical, I want to be show you practical so that you will never forget. Okay, so we're having some more questions and we'll plan for different sessions in the upcoming. So keep on following us. Okay, so you can able to keep on following us. So we're having the physical location of Edureka. If you want me to meet at Kukatpalli, so just text us, we'll share you the location and the details. Okay, team.